Training like an Olympian. Today I am happy to announce that the athlete that I chose to mimic or take on some of the training principles just won a bronze medal in the female only athletic event at the Olympics in the monobob. When I first read about the monobob, I thought it was so interesting that they chose women only to compete in this event. It is a over 500-pound sled that is driven, controlled, braked, and pushed by one woman solely. So the strength involved in pushing this sled, controlling it and braking it, all at 120 kilometers an hour is so interesting. It is the work of 2 or 4 people put on one person solely. So you could look at it as if you mess up, you have no one else to blame. If you're a single sport type of person, it's all on you. And Christine de Bruin just in the last day has picked up a bronze medal in this event. I think she was only off by a millisecond for silver, so that's how tight the competition is in this particular sport. The force that is needed to push this particular bobsled as a one-person event requires so much upper body. From my research into her and the monobob sled team for Canada, is so much core is also involved. Christine de Bruin was a U of A track athlete for a number of years representing that particular university, and post her track and field career, she was plucked out of the program to compete in the bobsled, and then she took on the role as the monobob event in Beijing, or in China. So, what we're going to do today is we're going to mimic some of the upper body, core, glute strength needed to push this enormous beast of a bobsled. You're going to need a little bit of weight, and you're going to need a resistance band, and if you don't have a circle resistance band, simply pushing into the motion that we're going to go into, you will have a similar training effect. So let's get warmed up. Take these legs nice and wide. Take the arms wide as well. Open these hips. Drop down. In any bobsledding event, but specifically monobob, the first 150 feet are a full-on sprint. So the little picked shoes pushing along the ice, you can imagine the traction that you need and the power in the legs, hinge forward. And then once in the bobsled, it is pure core and precision, maintaining the sled to stay inside the track. You don't have the same amount of weight, inhale up, as you do in a 2- and 4-man bobsled to hold the sled and keep it from moving around. So in their training for monobob, the core becomes such a key component. Inhale all the way up. Take the thumbs up, lace them nice and long, push the knuckles back, just tip the toes out a little bit. Let's get into side body, very slow little tuck each side, in through the nose. Exhale, in through the nose. Exhale, really controlled, soften the elbows. Get that thoracic spine moving in through the nose. Exhale, all the way back to center, turn the toes, hands on your lower back, hinge forward, release, inhale. Exhale down, drop the crown of your head all the way to the floor. Inhale up, use your core to come up tall, sink down, crown of the head drops. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. And hold here. Getting the glutes warmed up. Take your right foot back. Draw your body weight over your hips so you're nice and square in front. Take your back toes, make sure all 5 of your right toes are dipped to the floor, contacted on the floor. Your right knee dips down. Hold, small little pulse. Put a little bit of fire, a little bit of concentration into right glute. Fire, nice and slow, in through the nose. Exhale, find that balance spot, stare at a spot on the floor. Engage that right glute, firing through that right hip flexor, in through the nose. Exhale 2, exhale 1. And release, flip around, drop, same. All of your left toes are contacted. Pelvis tilts forward. Find your balance spot, fire the left glute, squeeze down. Getting into that left glute, nice and warm. In through the nose, stay shoulders stacked over hips. Right knee stacked over right laces. 3. Exhale 2. Exhale 1. Feet come together nice and close. Soften the knees, draw the crown of your head to the floor. Hands go underneath the back of the knees. Let the shoulders drop. Inhale all the way up. Come down onto your mat. Starting in a seated position, we're going to take the feet together, knees together. Using your inner thighs, try not to let knees come apart. Anchor the insides of the knees nice and tight. You're going to feel the difference here when you anchor the knees together. Lean back. Open chest, small pulse, really subtle. Working through the upper abdominal, in through the nose. Exhale, keep the knees tight, in through the nose. Exhale, little pulse. Spine is in line with the crown. Nice long spine. 4 inhales. Exhale 3. Exhale 2. Keep the ribcage lifted. Exhale 1. And lift up. Hang on underneath the back of the knees with your knuckles. You can lace your fingers together. Tuck the chin. Little counter stretch here. Round the shoulders forward. Open that upper back. Inhale, lift. Right foot steps on top of left toes. Lean, keeping the knees nice and tight. Open the rib cage. Relax the shoulders. Take the spine nice and long. Make sure you don't have any rounding. Lift through collarbone. Inhale, twist. Exhale the other side. Inhale, twist. Using that core, think about controlling a 550-pound bobsled along that very slick ice track. In through the nose, nice and steady. Exhale. In through the nose, last 2. Exhale. Last 1, inhale. Exhale. Bring both heels back down, hands underneath, tuck the chin, push the shoulder blades forward. Hold this rounded spine. Inhale, lift. Left heel stacks. Inner thigh engages. Make yourself nice and compact. In nice and tight. Then open upper body. Here we go. Twist number 2. Maybe now that your thoracic spine has a little bit of range and your core is settling into that upper abdominal burn, you may need to lean back a little bit more to feel a little deeper in that twist through obliques. 4 inhales. 3, 2, and come back to center. Feet are flexed, just about hip width apart. Take the backs of the knees down into the floor. Little hinge forward. Drop the chin to the chest. Inhale, lift, thumbs on the ceiling. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Bring those hands back behind you. Working through the lower abdominals. So we've come up from the upper. We're now going to press down into lower abdominals. Transverse abdominis. the deepest layer of abdominal lining, found very, very low beneath the fascia. Roll the shoulders back. Rib cage lifts up, and make sure you're not sinking into these ears. Lift the shoulder blades down and back. Set the shoulder blades nice and anchored. Elbows are unlocked. Never lock a loaded joint. We want to soften into those elbows. Take the right leg up. Small pulse. Stay leaning. It's going to become a little more challenging each add-on. In through the nose. Stay back here. Light on the palms. In through the nose. Exhale. Keep the back of your left leg anchored to the floor. Keep the rib cage lifted. You should feel that low abdominal catching right about now. In through the nose. Unlock these elbows. 2 inhales. Final. And release. Soften the knees. Reach for these toes. Drop the chin. And then push away from the knees. Tuck nice and tight. Hold. Left leg, same motion. Come back into these palms. Make sure the fingers are pointing forward. You never want to turn. That's going to automatically lock the elbows. Keeping the elbows safe and unlocked. Left heel lifts. Roll the shoulder back. Anchor right leg. Squeeze. If you don't feel it, you may be up too high. Keep leaning until it grabs that transverse abdominis. In through the nose. Exhale, fire that right leg, anchor down. It's going to be important because we're taking our hands out of this range. In 3 inhales, firing that left glute. 2 inhales. 1 inhale. And release. Soften underneath, round the chin and tuck. Hold that nice opened upper back. And release, come back up. Where your hands go is irrelevant as long as they're not on the mat. So if you need to be out here just in case to place your hands down, go here. You can cross, you can go into clasped hands, resting on your collarbone. You can take your hands out front. Just make sure if your hands come out front, you don't round the shoulders and go into a little tuck. We want to stay lifted. Lean back, left foot flexes, ankle, back of the knee is on the mat. Lift, rib cage lifts up. Here we go, squeeze. Nice and settled. No extra support from these hands, using that low abdominal. 4, 3, 2, and release. Soften, reach for toes, tuck the chin. Inhale up. Right knee anchors, left leg hovers, roll the shoulders back, find a nice neutral neck. Lift, no sinking in spine. Lift nice and tall, engage, then lean back, squeeze. Nice fired left glute. Hold that right leg, anchor. It also has some traction on the mat. 3 inhales. Nice steady breath. 2 inhales. 1 inhale. And release. Underneath the back of the knees, drop the chin. Forehead comes down towards your knees. How far your forehead goes is totally reliant on how flexible your lower back is today. Inhale up. No hands, unison legs. So wherever you need these hands to be, shake it out. Starting spot, nice long spine. So lift through the collarbone. You're sitting on the tops of your sits bones. You should feel that connection. Take the spine long, lean back. Now your legs are long. Hover both heels up. Feet come together. Squeeze really slow. Control your breath. In through the nose. Exhale. In through the nose. Holding those glutes. Unison taut through the glute. Fire them. 4, 3, controlled, 2, and release. Bring the ankles together or crossed. Sit up high on these sits bones. So we're going to use our lower abdominals in a similar fashion, but we're taking the control out in inner thigh. So inner thigh will not be participating in this round. It is all core, but we're going to put some force into the upper body. So if you have a set of weights that you can come back just a little lean. So here's your starting spot to give you an idea where it's going to be. Hands on your kneecaps. Lift through the rib cage. Hold the spine nice and long. We're going to come up here. Elbows will just drop below the shoulder, a little bit of an angle. Knuckle is pointing to the ceiling, and you have a nice, perfect alignment through your arms. In a quasi 90-degree bend, small little squeeze is going to be right here. So find that weight that you can manage a very slight tilt using that core and forcing shoulders to engage. Here we go. Set it up. Lift as tall as you can. Lean back a little bit. Pelvis has a tiny tuck. You have no arch in that lower back. It is safe. Bring the elbows up just below shoulder. Neutral knuckles. Small squeeze. In through the nose. Core and shoulders engaged in unison. Inner thighs are not able to help us here. Keep that rib cage lifted. 5, 4, 3. Keep the press. 2. Final inhale. And release. Come up. Using front of shoulder. So the lever's a little bit longer. You may need to drop to a slightly lighter weight. You're going to come up onto your inside of your knee. We're going to lean back. Rib cage lifts, so your spine is as long as it will go. Your shoulders are relaxed out of those ears, and the elbows are unlocked. Thumbs are pointing in, keeping that wrist from dropping as you lift. You want to keep wrist neutral to forearm, lifting through front of shoulder. Ready, up tall. Lean back a little bit. Rib cage lifts. Here we go. Alternate in front of shoulder. Alternating lift. Keep the press into that spine. Don't let it round. Inhale 5. Inhale 4. Inhale 3. 2. Squeeze. Stay leaning. Last one. Hold all the way up into that almost 90-degree bend. Here we go. Lift tall. Set up that upper body. Make your neck nice and long. Shake it out. Little lean back. Pelvis tilts forward. Hold that lower abdominal. Lift. Small pulse. Squeeze. In through the nose, nice and controlled through breath. In through the nose. If your hips are tight, you may want to sit on a yoga block or a ball, something that gets you up out of your hips. 3. Exhale 2. Exhale 1. Hold all the way back up. Knuckles down onto those knees. Shake out the shoulders. Lift up nice and long through that spine. Lean back. Your thumbs are pointed in, shoulders are relaxed, elbows have a soften. Ready in neutral, wrist to forearm, lift to shoulder. Alternate. Inhale. Exhale, nice and slow. Inhale, controlled. Using the front of shoulder, Christine De Bruin has a very serious shoulder regimen for pushing that bobsled. That upper body strength is so key. 4, 3. Anytime you can attach core to an upper body exercise, you've got a double-headed muscle going on. Last one. hold, lift tall. One more, just like it, shake it out. Double header here, last round. Shoulders just, elbows just below shoulders. Lift tall, shake it out. Little lean back, pelvis tucks. Come back up, pulse, squeeze. Don't let that spine round. Stay into those ribs nice and long. 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold. Knuckles come down on the knees. Last front lateral lift. Lean back. Shake out the shoulders. Lift the rib cage. Here we are. Fire the glutes. Don't forget, inner thighs have nothing going on here. It is all through core here in this lean. Exhale, alternate just to shoulder height. Inhale. Exhale. Steady breath. 4. Exhale, 3. 2. Final 1. Release. Come down. Grab your ankle band. If you don't have an ankle band, the range of motion will just be a little less. It goes around your ankles. Hands are going to come back behind you, fingertips pointing in. Lift up out of those shoulders. Shake it out. Pull the shoulder blades down and back. So it's a little bit of a lift through collarbone. Take the heels up using your hips. Hold these heels here flexed, just parallel to the floor. Pulse in that wide spot. If you don't have a band, get into that press. 5. Stay out of the shoulders. 4. 3. 2. Hold. Extend the legs. Push these heels away. Nice and long. Keep some pressure. Lift through those quads, through those hip flexors. Squeeze. Keep the shoulders away. Don't sink into them. 4. Glutes are fired. 3. 2. And release. Come up. Wrap underneath. Tuck the chin. Draw that chin to the chest. Tuck nice and tight. Inhale, lift up. Round 2, no hands. Hands go wherever you need them. Wherever they are, lift through rib cage. Lean back. When you lift your heels, unison lift here. Calves will be as close to parallel to the floor as you can. Lift. Balance on that coccyx bone, just above tailbone. Pulse, subtle. Keep the upper body still. Squeeze into those strong legs. Press. 4. 3 inhales. 2. And release. Extend these legs. When you lift these unison legs with no hand support, no upper body support, fire the glutes. Make sure they evenly contract. Lean back. Ready. Fire. Lift. Pulse straight up. Get a little pressure on that band if it's around your ankles. Upper body steady and still. 4. 3. 2. And release. Come all the way up. Leaving the band on your ankles. Right foot will step forward. You're into this runner's block stance. Soften the right knee. It is right in front of right hip flexor. We're gonna push off into that right glute. Squeeze, balance. Using this core, nice long torso. Squeeze, tap the toe, press. Press with a little force. 5, 3, 2. Last one. Hold. Left toes go straight forward. Right toes turn out a little bit. Step back. Get softened into that front left knee. Lift the rib cage. Nice long upper body. Here we go. Big press with some power. Squeeze. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. Come back up into hips, into glutes. We're gonna fire into a wide squat, down into a deep squat, come up, tap, instep. Out wide, down, not too quick, squeeze, use your lower abdominal to lift, tap, come out, hover, come out, press, sit way back, use those sits bones as a gauge. They sit back to the floor, tap, down, tap, down, down. Big press. 5. Step out left. 4. Control on the way up. Use your core. 2. Last one. Stay low. Keep these knees pressed out. Drop down. Just a little pelvic tilt. Make sure that lower back is nice and controlled. Small, wide pulse. Dig down into those heels. 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Right foot's gonna come out into that wide squat, tapping right foot into left instep. Here we go, up nice and tall, pelvis tilts with control, deep step. Press the sits bones down, tap back up, drop, lift back up, lift back up, press, tap, press, nice and controlled. Fire those glutes. When you're coming up, fire, 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 tap. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Hold here. Walk it wide. Pelvis tilts. Sit into those heels. Push sits bones straight down. Little pulse, very subtle. 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Lift back up, left foot goes middle mat, middle body. Soften left knee. Pop up off of this right foot, flex right foot. We're gonna drive this knee up using your hip flexor. Ready? Drive it up, tap it down, push, drop it down, push. Into that bend, push. 5, 4, control it down. 3, fire this left glute, ankle or knee is unlocked. 2, last one, hold. Take it out, turn the knee. We're gonna drive that right knee up just on a slight angle. It's just about 10% wider than it was. Soften left knee, ready. Drive up, tap, squeeze. Working the hip on all ranges. 5, 4, 3 with force. 2, hold. Turn the toes back in. Soften left knee. We're gonna take this right knee bent with the same force that you just did the first 2 ranges. It's out to the right side, so it's push, push with force. 5, 3, 2, last one. Hold. Flipping over to the other foot, right knee, center mat, soften right knee. Bring this left foot hovered. Whoops. Driving that left knee straight up. Make sure you don't let that right hip flail out to the right side. Keep it underneath. Keep your pelvis tilted. Lift through your ribs, balancing on right foot. Drive this left knee up. Push, push, whoops. Push. With force, force. 8, 7, 5, 4, 3. Hold. Turn this left knee out. Just about 10%. Soften right knee. Sit back and right heel. Keep this right hip from tipping out to the right side. Ready. Left side. Force. Keep the left foot flexed. Squeeze. Working all ranges of hip. 5, 4, 3. Hold. Turn the left toes down. Same force on the left side. Soften right knee. Make sure you're not locking a loaded joint. Exhale. Squeeze. Tap. Tap. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold. Take the band off. Grab a heavy set of weights. We're coming down into a split stance lunge. So grab something heavy or double up in your hands. Right foot goes forward. Left foot steps back. Using the strength from glutes, you're gonna drop down. This left knee is right underneath your left hip. Inhale, lift tall. Push into the left toes on the way up. Fire the glute. Exhale, slow tap. Exhale. Inhale, lift nice and tall. Keep the shoulder blades pulled back. Use your core. 5, slow. 4, 3. Fire that left glute. 2. Drop, tap. 1 more. And hold. Step forward, shake it out. Right toes step back. Do a little test run. Make sure your right knee isn't too far back. When your pelvis tilts, your right knee is going to come right underneath your right hip on the way down. Toes are straight. Lift, set up that upper body. Exhale down. Inhale, squeeze. Way up off that back heel. Down slow. Squeeze. Controlled. Lift, nice and slow. Exhale, 3. Exhale, 2. Exhale, 1. Go back to the right foot. It goes forward. Left toes are not going to step back so far this time. Pelvis tilts forward. Unlock the back knee. Left heel is lifted. Fire into this left glute. Squeeze. Keep these heavy weights nice and still by your sides. Keep the rib cage lifted. Still working through upper body here. Fire this left glute. Every time your left heel leaves the floor, squeeze left glute. 4, 3, 2, and hold. Step back, little step with right foot. Soften, roll the shoulders back. Lift the rib cage, pelvis tilts, unlock this right knee. Ready, down, squeeze, little drop, big squeeze up. Fire that right glute, squeeze. 4, 3, 2. We have a trap set coming up in 1. Hold. Grab some water. Traps, an integral part of pushing the bobsled, making sure neck stays safe. There's such a big connection between the neck and the traps. There's so much connection. Ready. Heavy set. We're gonna split up the legs again, challenging core. Drop the back knee. Hold the back knee down, left knee stacked over that ankle, over your laces. Don't let it go over your toes. Ready, shrug. Keep some fire in the right glute. Shrug up into a trap, squeeze. 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. Step back with left foot, right foot steps forward. Drop this back knee. Toes are pointed straight ahead. Tuck that pelvis right away. You don't want an arch in lower back. Lift the rib cage. Ready. Squeeze. Nice and controlled. Shrug up those weighted shoulders. Press. Keep the neck in line with spine. 5. Squeeze. 4. 3. 2. And hold. Come down, shake out these shoulders. We're gonna take the legs parallel for our final trap shrug. Grab those weights. Here we go, feet are hip width apart. Pelvis has a tilt. Lift the shoulder blades, pull them down and back, and unison shrug, lift, lift. Weights just slide up the edges of your thighs, squeeze. 6, controlled. 5, 4, inhales. 3, 2, and hold. Heavy set of weights are gonna come in front. We have a very slight hinge forward. Working through rhomboids, we're gonna hinge. We're gonna drape these knuckles down, weighted. We're gonna lift, squeeze the shoulder blades. The scapula has a little internal rotation. It's very slight. Shoulder blades tip out to the exterior. Ready. Make sure you have a flat back, hinge forward, thumbs pointing in. Sit back in these heels. Ready, exhale, lift. Feel that scapula internally rotate. Just a little squeeze. Knees are soft. Feet are around hip width apart. Squeeze using those upper back muscles. 5, 4, squeeze. 3, 2, hold. 1 down, 2 to go, we're done. Shake it out. Reset. Feet are hip width apart. Hinge forward. Roll the shoulders back. Just a little hinge, it's about 10%. Let the knuckles drape. Elbows are soft. Squeeze. Elbows are wide. Little hinge. Working through lower back and through scapula. Sit back in these heels. Fire the glutes. 5, 4, 3, last one. Hold. 2 down. 1 to go. Ready. Set it up again. The setup is so important to avoid any injury. Sit back in the heels. Push these hips back a little bit. Fire the glutes. Roll the shoulders back. Set up neck and spine in the same line. Squeeze, nice and controlled. Steady the breath. 5, 4, squeeze. 3, 2, last one. And hold. Shake out. We're gonna stretch through these hips. Take your left knee down on the mat. Take your right foot way out. Drop your laces down on your left foot. Walk your hands back. Lean back into this left glute. Hold here as your chin tucks to your chest. Crown of your head drapes. Maybe it hits the floor. Maybe it doesn't. Right toes pointed straight ahead. If your head is supported by the floor here, walk the hands out. If it's not, you can knuckle stack, forehead down here. Wherever you are, stay deep in that left heel. In through the nose, 2 more deep breaths. In through the nose, last one. Inhale up. Flip this right foot forward. Heel goes down. Flex this right foot. Walk your fingertips on either side of your legs. Hold here. Start to walk these fingertips back a little bit. Hold the hamstring. Let the weight of your head drape to the floor. Inhale, come back up to neutral. Right foot presses down into the floor. Left hand comes down. Push your left hip flexor forward. Let's not let this right knee drop out. Keep it in nice and tight. Let the left hip flexor just drape towards the floor. In through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. One more breath. And release. Right knee comes down. Left toes step out to the left side. Take the laces of your right foot down on the mat. Slowly wiggle back into this right heel. Do it slowly. Find that range. Whenever you're there, drop your head. One side may be a little more flexible than the other. Don't force it. Find it. Keep breathing into that deep stretch. In through the nose. Exhale. Inhale. Walk those hands forward. Drop a little deeper for your last 2 inhales. One more. Inhale up. Flip your right heel forward. Flexed right foot. Come up nice and high. Drop your fingers outside your feet. Find that spot first, then walk back a little bit. Hold that stretch. Let the weight of your upper body drape towards left knee. Hold here. Inhale, all the way up. Bring both knees underneath your hips, a little bit wide. Bring your big toes together. Hang on to your elbows. Bring them up overhead. Shake out the neck. Release the shoulders. Pelvis has a little tilt forward. As you tilt pelvis, fire both glutes in unison. Lean back, rib cage lifts. Exhale, sit back into these heels, wiggle down. Hold, quad stretch here. Inhale, hip flexors press forward. Lean back, fire the glutes, contract, control upper back. Exhale, come neutral, sit back. Maybe a little deeper, round 2. Hold for a breath. Inhale up. Reach, press these elbows to the ceiling. Bring these shoulders up out of your lats. Get a nice deep stretch, wiggle around, find that spot. Pelvis tilts forward, lean back. Come back to center. Right hand goes right in the center of your mat. walk back, wiggle down into these heels. Drop your right ear down on the mat. Try to get as flat on the mat as you can. Keep wiggling back. Drop that right ear down. Hold that right side body stretch. Keep pressing back, engaging down into the heels. Hold here. Breathe through, settle into it. Nice, steady breath. And release. Left hand, walk it way forward. Wiggle down slowly. Once you're there, left ear turns down on the mat. Keep pushing your palm into the floor. Hold nice and steady. In through the nose. Settle into this last breath. In through the nose. Both hands come up. Place your thumbs and index fingers together, form a diamond. Let the hips straight forward. Little tilt of the chin lifts up. Knees are wide, big toes are together. Inhale, come back. Wiggle down. Exhale, pull forward. Drop the hips. Inhale back. One more, guys. Big breath. Inhale forward. Exhale, drop. Inhale back. Bring these knees together. Wiggle down. Drop the crown of your head on the mat. Hold here. Just release these glutes. Let them drop. Sits bones towards your heels. Relax. Don't engage anything. Just take a breath. Exhale. Slow wind it up. Training like an Olympian. Try to catch bobsledding 2 and 4 man this coming weekend. Justin Cripps is looking to chase another gold down. Go Canada.